remember earlier when you were talking about the breakdown of the Apostle Wallace's speech. This is something I have a little trouble with sometimes too. I remember vaguely hearing you saying something along the lines of there are parts in the Bible that you do agree with, or parts you don't agree with necessarily, parts that you...
Well, I do agree with the Bible. I'm just saying there's some parts of the Bible I have more difficulty with.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
And
right?
do you think that it's some form of nitpicking, or or picking and choosing what, I mean, can you be accused of that? Like, I know a lot of
I would
atheists-
hope that nobody could really accuse me of that. I mean, I am a Christian pastor, and I should, at the very least, uphold the whole Bible, right? I think everybody has problems with some portions of the Bible. And we all have verses that we like and books that we like, and some parts we're not so wild about, right? But so I'm just being very honest. Okay, if you want, I'll stick it out there. When God commands Israel, again during the theocratic period, and I can understand what He's trying to do. He's trying to create one special nation, and He's trying to take out and then keep them from the idolatrous influences in which they will become a corrupted, evil people like all the surrounding people, right? But when He commands them to, He gives them their land, and He commands them to slaughter everybody. Honestly, that I have difficulty with that. I personally have difficulty with that. Now, do I think God is evil for doing that? No, because God can never be evil. And God, one of the things that's difficult for a lot of people to understand is that when God is judge over all of us, God already has revealed that we're all sinful and we already deserve condemnation and death. That's a hard pill for a lot of modern people to swallow, right? Because when we meet people, this is a nice person, he's innocent. To God, we're not innocent, but I think as we live our life, we realize nobody's really innocent. So from a just perspective, I don't have a problem with God, but I'll tell you from my own emotional perspective, it does bother me. Okay? But let me say something else too, in terms of picking and choosing from the Bible. Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think you can pick and choose from the Bible. Nobody fully grasps the Bible perfectly in its totality, right? Even somebody like me who studied it very well, and I've studied it to try to tie everything together the best I can, which is why I'm trying to give you answers. But in its full sense, the whole Bible is God's Word. And we really do believe it's from God. I know various different men wrote it. And in that sense, we have to believe that a God who is above history can actually say something into history, and an infallible God can give an infallible word. That's, I know, a very hard pill for a lot of modern people to swallow. But let me offer this. I'm not smart enough to come up with this. One of the pastors I like, his name is Tim Keller. If you really want to have a real relationship with the real God, right, then you have to have a fully infallible Bible that you're willing to bow down to, even the parts that bother you. And I just told you there's some parts that bother me. I just told you that the biggest part that bothers me, quite frankly. But even I will submit to that portion of the Scripture, because if you don't have an infallible word from an infallible God, then that means you're going to show up and then you're going to cherry pick whatever you like out of the Bible. That means you're just going to do the same thing that those two postmodern guys did. The religious guy and essentially the atheist guy had an experience of the snowstorm, and then he just cherry picked the part that he wants to accept, and then he formed a story around it. Guess what? We all do that. We all want to do that. But unless the Bible is truly above us, and you don't do that, you have to deal with a real person, and a real person that can disagree with you, and a real person that may even offend you, and a real person is oh gosh, but if he can't do that, then the God that you're dealing with, that you can cherry pick, he's not a real God. He's just going to be kind of a flat God, the way you made him, the way you like them, right? And in that sense, now you're not dealing with the real God, with His real Word. You're just kind of dealing with the parts of Him that you want to hear, and you're actually kind of creating a false idol in your mind, even though you call Him Yahweh or Jesus. And I think, by the way, I think lots of Christians, or people who say they're Christians, they do that. They call Him Jesus, and then when I listen to the way they think about Jesus, I'm like, that's not Jesus. That's like a phony Jesus, right? And that's a serious problem. That, in a very real way, they're creating a prison, and they're so total they don't even know they're in a prison, because they've kind of made their bars their biases, instead of allowing the Bible to really come and shape you and you submit to it. So is that helpful?
Very much
I
so.
think that you have to approach the Bible this way if you want a real relationship with God.
Thank you.
Okay?